Subscribe for the very latest.
Play it, Daddy.
Chord Room, more than a podcast.
You showed me Quan. Man, and Fat Man Scoop as well is legendary. I watched both of them. That's the thing. That's the weird thing about if you're a nerd of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like you really know, like you really like live it, breathe it, and you see people before they get to the surface. It's really sad to see them go early. It's really sad to see them go early, man. I mean, Fat Man Scoop. I want to say his name is the crew he had was called Crooklyn Clan.
Mm-hmm.
And just watching them go for that song, that Faithful song, they took that, and from there, Scoop was just on a lot of classic stuff. Lose Control by Missy.
Drop.
Just a lot of his energy, man. His energy was crazy. It get a party going.
Every time that drop come on, I say, yo, him, Magoo, Timbaland.
Right.
Out here.
Quick, Clan. Timbaland. Yo, tell you, he was going, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. I think people underestimate how instrumental Quan was from that 2010 era.
I was going crazy. I was talking to Trevor about that, man. I was going my top my whip, man. That type of way. Oh my God.
That type of way went nuts. Yo, that pause. But that it went out of here.
My tap, I love that. Y'all love that song with his ad libs, man. Man,
and he was like one of the big voices of hip hop with that.
The melodies, man.
Right.
Quan had melodies. Him and Young Thug was so good at melodies,
bro. They pretty much laid like the foundation for that new era of Atlanta rap, like that 2010, like we talking about with Thugger, Quan, Future,
right,
the Migos. It was out of here.
That was where the baton was passed.
Yep.
And in there you got artists like DJ Unk.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is in there?
What was what's that dude?
Because Franchise and them is in there somewhere too, though. They like maybe
Franchise was.
I think they are. Yeah.
They towards the end of that. Because they. I feel like Rich Homie and them took over when that Snap era ended.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once that Snap era ended, they
a good transition period.
Atlanta always had a problem with Atlanta not being represented correctly.
So that's what I'm saying.
Because first it was, but let me say that correctly. There's many layers of Atlanta.
It is.
And there's so many layers that like I see it this way. See, when 80s came, you got 1980s, right? Got Melly Mel in them, Kumo D in them. But then when LL and them came in, well, Rakim, Karis One, LL and them came in. That was the beginning of another era of a representation of what was going on at that time. The fact that we're not wearing. You see what Melly Mel got? We ain't wearing that. Now we wearing this Dapper Dan with the
The Gucci.
Yeah, we doing that. We doing that. You know, even with and the unicorns of that time of the 80s is Run DMC, because they was wearing the Adidas suits, which is all Jam Master Jay with the shell toes with no laces. You understand what I'm saying? So, but then after that came the 90s. They said, "Oh, no, we're not doing that anymore. We grimy." You know what I'm saying? We you know, big jeans, Timbs. Like, this is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So so I say that to say when Outkast and them came, when Chris Cross came, that was the first representation of rap, like that type of rap
in the South,
in Atlanta. Right? Because there's nobody else that's that, you know, before, like, you got the Booty Shake, but then you have after that
Atlanta rap.
It's really Chris Cross, but then Outkast comes like, oh, this is what Atlanta really looks like, right? Then T.I. comes, is like, oh, nah. It's like almost like when the 90s came in, T.I., they both like, nah, we repping that trap. Ain't nobody talking about the trap before T.I. comes. That, you know, that other side of Atlanta. But then here come Rich Homie Quan. Here comes Young Thug. And they're still in the same vein as T.I. But their music, like they came with that, with the melodies.
Man.
Some type of way, like Young Thug, you don't know what Young Thug talking about.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you how this shit goes, bro. I was at the Georgia State game Saturday. They put Lifestyle on, the crowd go nuts. Especially when they get to the Young Thugger verse. Mm-hmm. Nobody else said what Young Thugger is talking about, but it's out of here. I'd have been in the cannon. Like, yo, that joint right. I'm like, what?
Yo, bro, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm sitting there like, yo, I want to hate this song so badly.
Right. Okay.
But I don't understand what Young Thug is saying. Just to live my, like in the beginning, like, I'm like, bro, what is he talking about?
Would you guys say that their type of music helped? Like, would they, you know, did they bring a level of creativity to hip hop, or did they elevate it to, like, you know, to a different level? Like, was their country? How big was their contribution? Is what I'm trying to get to. So I guess to Atlanta rap and to hip hop.
Well, I would say this, and this is what I'm learning as I get older. Sometimes things are different things when you're different and you're not doing what everybody else is doing. Mm-hmm. It's raw, right? He hasn't evolved yet. It's like seeing a baby before it's fully developed. It's just in there. You're like, what is that? Mm. You know what I mean? You see it and you like, that's not a human being. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this ain't rap. But when their music gets to the Migos, it's for me. When Thug and Rich Homie Quan comes, it's raw, right? But by the time Migos get it, it's out of here. Because Takeoff, Quavo, Offset, they took it somewhere else. They took it somewhere else, and they are now old school now too, considerably, because they almost about They almost they about what 10 years in the game, in the game since they've been at the least. So, I say that to say it's very difficult to do something for the first time.
I agree.
It is. So you can look back on it like, nah, it wasn't creativity to that. Because at the end of the day, in order for hip hop to survive, they got to evolve. Now, it can mutate too. And a mutation sometimes is a mixture. Weird. It looks crazy. Right?
What you guys, what do you think do you think that's a type of mutation? What the music that they were bringing to the game at the time, you think that was a mutation?
I think it was evolved. I think it evolved because the only like, as far as melodies, like the only thing we had really was what Snoop and Dre and them was bringing to the table. But I think that what Thug and them was doing, created a blueprint for hip hop where the melodies, like we can start another subgenre almost of hip hop. I feel like what Thug and them did and with Migos and them do, it could be on a whole new subgenre. Not necessarily Migos, because I feel like Migos, they're like Thug and them, but not really, because they singing. They be singing on their songs.
They singing.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, they be harmonizing for real, but I feel like they're not traditional hip hop. So now we can take their hip hop and just, alternative rap or, R&B rap or whatever they want to call it. They can even call it trap. I don't know what they want to call it, but now they can do something else with that.
That brings up another question. Because I heard this online. You know how there's different genre formats of music, like you got soft rock, hard rock, like classic rock and stuff like that. Do you think that same type of format or that same type of idea should take place in hip hop? Because hip hop is just all lumped into one thing as hip hop.
What you think, Sean? I mean, I got an answer for it, but I don't want to.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't know what those categories would be though.
Like classic hip hop, or like would boom bap be its own category within hip hop instead of just looping it all together with hip hop? Like,
so you talking about like boom bap, classic, modern
hip hop, or and trap music, would that be considered another? I mean, we know trap music is trap music, but the grand scheme of it, they still look at it as hip hop. Would it deserve its own category? Because the classic. I mean, you can look at a station and for classic rock, and you can find that it'd be separate from the other type of rock.
Yeah, I think trap probably could technically be its own thing.
Drill music,
even the modern music. If people like modern hip hop, like some of the songs are just like a vibe. It's not predicated on traditional hip hop metrics. It just like that. That's what I think really like Rich Homie Quan, Future, Young Thug really brought to the table. They took trap and made it a vibe with the melody, that, those elements together, and this is what you got. Because it's like anthems within that, and it's like, okay, you don't even like we're talking about like the type of way he literally he's talking to you throughout this whole song. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just getting his thoughts out, and it's like, again, it's a vibe. So it's that's the thing. But I wouldn't be opposed to. I know a lot of hip hop enthusiasts don't like the subletting of creating different genres within that, but that is a good question though.
Deeper than rap, graffiti, break dance, and DJ and b-boy stance. MCing, I harness those artifacts, collecting data of the transitions like an almanac. Hip-hop ain't dead, these young boys different, adapting. Over time, every day the world's spinning. Let's celebrate the fact we still winning, we global. Kids from the project became moguls. Real to real track boards to Pro Tools, vinyls, cassettes, and the tape decks, CDs. Now you can stream your music to the consumer direct and get most of the check. I'm noble, and with that, I gotta respect that you ain't gotta accept that you could ride and get left, yo. Bars beyond ground level.